Here's why regulating your nervous system is the key to your health and to your vitality, more than nutrition, more than anything else that I've come across. So your body has two modes. One of these modes is where you heal. Okay. So your body has got a control system that manages all the things that you don't have to think about, like your heartbeat, your digestion, your hormones, enzymes, all that stuff. Pretty much most of the stuff that goes on inside of your torso. And this is called the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system has two modes. The first is the sympathetic nervous system. This is actually your survival mode. And I know sympathetic sounds kind of nice or kind, but that's not what it really means in this context. It's from a very old kind of technical medical term where sympathy means to feel together. And it just meant that they realized that parts of the body were linked together, so that when one kind of organ fired up, others did as well. So that's where the phrase comes from. So your body switches into the sympathetic nervous system when it thinks you may be in danger. So this is fight, flight, or freeze. So your heart rate speeds up, your breathing becomes more shallow, you get more blood sent to your arms and your legs so that you can fight or run. And it also changes how your brain works. So blood moves away from the parts of your brain that are used for memory, planning, logic, and creativity into your limbic system. So you stop thinking clearly. You focus only on right here, right now, only on survival. What seems dangerous and what you need to do immediately. So the body also releases cortisol, the stress hormone, the main stress hormone. So that feels like it gives you energy. It is stimulating, but cortisol is also catabolic, which means it breaks down. So it breaks down muscle tissue, collagen. It also slows your digestion and burns through stored sugars and fats to keep you moving. So it's breaking stuff down. And all of that is extremely helpful from a survival perspective because it helps you to make it through and face a very real threat. Now, so in this mode, your body is in a catabolic state. So it's using up resources. Right? It's not building anything new. And it shuts down anything that it doesn't need right now. So it shuts down growth. It shuts down repair of tissues and cells, shuts down digestion and reproduction as well. If you think about it, if you're being chased by a lion, your body's not going to want to waste any time, any energy on thinking about making sexy times or having babies. It's only concerned with survival, and that's, first of all, let the organism survive, and then when you can, you think about reproduction. So there's no thoughts of passion, desire, forward planning, none of that. And of course that's also one of the reasons why erectile dysfunction is so common. It's not mental, it's not in your head, it's a nervous system overload that you're stuck in the sympathetic nervous state. So the other side, where you flip the switch, is the parasympathetic nervous system. This is the other half of the autonomic nervous system. And this is your healing mode. This is where you rest, digest, repair, heal. So your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, your digestion switches up, inflammation also settles down, your body moves into an anabolic state, which means it's building, healing, restoring, repairing. Right? And that also means that your brain is free to focus on other things that matter to you, not just the immediate here and now. And this is where the real healing happens. This is where your systems reset, where your cells regenerate. And one of the most important things that it rebuilds, which speaks to a very common problem that a lot of people are struggling with today, which is to do with your gut lining. When you're stuck in stress mode for too long, your gut lining gets weaker. So blood flow to the gut is reduced. your body also stops producing the mucus and the antibodies that protect the intestinal wall. And high cortisol is known to start breaking down the intestinal wall at the cellular level. And that's what happens. It's what causes leaky gut. This is absolutely fact. You get the tiny gaps appearing between the endothelial cells in the gut, and that can allow the wrong stuff to get into your bloodstream, which then we know, like lectins, whatever, can trigger inflammation all over the body. But when you're in healing mode, the parasympathetic mode, those gaps can close. The lining can repair. This is one of those things that your body knows how to do if you let it do it. But here's the problem. Most people are stuck in survival mode most of the time. And it's not because of lions. We don't have a lion problem. It's because of traffic, screens, arguments, bills, deadlines, junk food, blue light at night, leading to poor sleep. So chronic stress basically keeps you locked in that sympathetic nervous system. And that means that your healing is switched off. That's why it's critical to ensure that a good chunk of every day you've got the parasympathetic nervous system running the show. Because calming your nervous system down, regulating your nervous system it's way more than just about feeling better. It's about digesting better, thinking better, loving better, living better life. And here's something that's interesting as well. There are some systems, like your breathing, that are automatic, but you can also take control of them. So you don't have to think about breathing during the day or when you're asleep, right? Just like you don't have to think about your hormone release or building a baby in your tummy if you're a woman. But you can take control of these things. So you can consciously take over charge of your breathing. And what that actually means is that you can influence your nervous system on purpose. And that's why breath work is effective. So that's a pretty good way to tell your body you're safe. You slow down your breathing, and that influences the nervous system. And there are lots of other ways. Stillness, being out in nature, which I do every day. Laughter does it, music, movement, dance, eye contact, hugging, even, if you can hear this, bird song. Because in nature, when there's a predator around, the birds tend to shut up and stop singing. So bird song is in our DNA. We know that when you can hear the bird singing, covered in cobwebs, when you can hear the bird singing, it's a sign that everything's kind of safe. That's fascinating. And there is also just one product that I know about and which I take every day that ensures that I'm in healing mode for most of the day. So if you want to know more about that, just drop me a comment more and I'll send you all the info. Any questions, drop a comment as well.